The car started spinning out in a circle on the highway. We almost caused like 5 crashes. And the Georgia State Police pulled us over right after we almost crashed, bro.
Oh my God.
The time I let 3 females plan our trip to ATL. So this is in the beginning of summer, like right when we got to school, like early June type shit. Like when everybody trying to find out their moves, they trying to save up their money, see where they trying to go. I wasn't planning on going nowhere. I was just going to chill for the first part of summer, make my money, do what I had to do. I was even a part of the story at the beginning. I wasn't going to be in the story that I'm telling y'all right now. My mans called me saying, oh, they think they about to go to ATL. They go with my other mans and these 3 other girls. And it's for this little festival. The week that they told me they said I was going, I was already worked out for a full schedule. Like my boss, he was making a schedule like 2 weeks in advance. So I wasn't worried about going in the first place. My man's really persuasive, so he was on the phone saying, bro, you gotta go. It's gonna be so live. There's gonna be moves every single day. It was like a 4-day trip. There's gonna be moves every single day, starting Thursday and a Sunday. We got a lot of things to do. It's gonna be so tough. You gotta slide. I'm sitting here thinking like, hold on, like what if I can call off, or what if I can get people to take my shift? So I told my man's on the phone that I'm gonna talk to my boss and see what she's on and see if I can call off. It took me about a day. I figured out all the arrangements. I called off. I switched shifts. It was really a wrap from there. So my man put me in the group chat. We talking about the trip with the females. We're not going with them necessarily, but it's better, like on Groupon, things like that, it's better to get a package deal on like flights and hotels and things like that, right? So he just put us in. He said that they were planning the whole thing, that it was their idea to go. So I'm like, okay, I'm already like skeptical at first, but I'm like, okay, cool. So basically the girls, they're looking up hotels and rental car places and all the events, things like that, right? But when they were doing it, we were all on the phone, but we could tell that they were kind of rushing everything. Like they were like just too excited to go, and they were like not really caring about the best deals and the prices and like and calling the people to make sure everything was like for our age. This is where it all got kind of chaotic. Even if we don't buy the tickets by today, because they were so geek to buy the tickets, they were so geek to book the hotel, things like that. So I was like, even if we don't book it today, let's just find the best option. Let's call the people. Let's make sure we're the right age. Let's make sure we have everything that they need, kind of thing. They said, no, trust, like y'all doing too much. They were perping on us. They're like, y'all doing too much. We can just go. It's not that big of a deal. After we kept telling them, they got mad, things like that. They said that they already found the best hotel, and it was like a decent price for me and my other friends. So we were like, all right, bet, let's just do it, right? So after all the arguing and going back and forth, we finally booked the hotel and we booked the flight. And I think the flight was supposed to leave like Thursday morning and come back Monday morning, something like that. So boom, it's Thursday morning. We had already decided beforehand that we were only going to take 1 car to the airport, so that way we can get to the airport and back. And we would just split the payment of a certain amount of ways for the 4 days that we parked there. This is when all the BS started to happen. So mind you, this is Thursday morning. Our plane leaves at like 6 in the morning, right? So me and my men, we just stayed up the whole time. Like we stayed up the full 24 hours from Wednesday, so I could have a smooth little sleep on the plane, be kicking it cool. All right, so this is when I'm gonna start putting the fake names in. So let's say one of my friends' name is Johnny, one of my friends' name is Nate, right? The 3 girls, so let's say Susie, Lisa, and Beth, for example. Me, Johnny, and Nate are all at Johnny's house with our suitcase and everything. We just decided to stay the night so we could all leave from his house, pick up the girls, go right to the airport, boom, smooth. So now it's like 4:30 in the morning. We stayed up the whole time. We just got a little frappe from McDonald's, whatever, the coffee, staying up the whole time. We're calling the girls, getting ready to leave. We're calling all 3 of their phones, seeing if they're ready to leave and get picked up, because we have to be there on time to catch the flight. But mind you, none of the girls are answering their phones. So they must all be asleep. I don't know what time they set their alarm for. I don't know if they've ever traveled before, if they don't know that you have to go through security.
Shoes in a separate bag. Shoes in a separate bag.
You know, the Dulles Airport is farther than Reagan, things like that, right? We called them multiple times, and they don't just live in a house where we can just go and knock on the door and wake them up. They live in an apartment on like the very top floor. Like, they're in like one person's apartment the same way we were in one person's house, but we can't get into the apartment because the key fob thing where we can't get in. We call them like about like 50 times. I'm calling one person, my man's Johnny's calling the other person, Nate's calling Beth, and we're calling them multiple times. At that point, we just had to go. There's nothing we could do. We had to go to the airport and just keep calling them, and hopefully they'll be able to get an Uber or something like that. The hotel was already booked. The flight was already booked. We're not gonna miss our $300 flight. We're on the way to the airport. Like we're like 15 minutes out of the airport, and the girls finally answer the phone. They finally wake up. We're saying, what are y'all gonna do? You have to Uber to the airport right now, or you're not gonna make it. They're just apologizing and say, oh yeah, we slept through our alarm. We stayed up late. We were really tired. We didn't mean to fall asleep, things like that. They said they were gonna take the train because they still had like enough time. It was like 5. They still had enough time to take the train. The train was like a 25-minute ride, so it was the cheapest option. It's like 5:45, and they finally get to the airport. Me and my men are already through security. At 5:45, they're finally through security. They check their bags in, and we finally are at our gate. So obviously there's a little animosity and commotion already when they had got there, because we were wondering why they got there so late, and that they were already messing up the trip. They were late for a trip that they had planned. But fast forward, we finally on the plane. At first it's a smooth little ride, and then I don't know if we went through a storm or something like that. That joint heaven turbulence. I was holding on to my seat. Some of my other mans, he had never like been on a plane before or something, so he was scared, things like that. But we made it smoothly. That's all you need to know. We didn't make it smoothly because of what's been happening in 2025. But yeah, so we finally land. We go to the little rental car enterprise place and see what that's on. We try to get our little rental car with the ID and the credit card, whatever, right? This is when all the BS started happening. So one of the girls, say Susie, for example, she's 21. The rest of us are 18, 19. We bought her so we could have all the benefits of the hotel and the rental car, things like that, because in some states you have to be 21 to get these things. So we bought her for all the stuff. The car rental places, they only take credit cards. They don't take no type of debit, things like that. You can have $1 million, they're not going to take it. They only take credit cards for any future inconveniences. If y'all watching this, don't clown me. I might get some of the facts wrong with the car rental stuff, because this was like a year ago, so I don't remember every single thing. And obviously I don't rent cars because I have a car. But from what I remember, When we had got up to the desk, we were gonna get the car. We were trying to get the biggest car because we had like 6 people. We were trying to get the biggest car, like a big van with like 7 seats, something like that, with a nice air conditioning. The credit card limit that we needed for that car was like $600 because there's limits on credit cards. The girl brought a credit card with a limit of $200 on it. They're not letting us get the rental car. Mind you, we're already in ATL, stuck at the airport. It's a nice airport because it's like the best airport in the world, but that's not the point. Mind you, they're not letting us get the rental car. Every brand that we go, I don't even remember all the brand names, but they're not letting us get the rental car. So we're stuck in this airport with 6 people, and we're all starving. Everybody's like kind of stressing out. Everybody just got off the plane, waking up, stressing out. Long story short, we never got the rental car. So we had to Uber to our hotel, right? And then here we go at the hotel. We got to the hotel, and they said the limit for the hotel for the credit card was $400, and we only have $200. Now we're having issues at the hotel. We finally make it out the airport after starving, getting our food. We're having issues at the hotel. We can't even get to our rooms. And we're talking to the people like, oh, like our parents, can we use their credit card, things like that, whatever. They're like, no, for the person that's booked, their name is booked for the hotel room, it has to be their credit card. So it took us about an hour to figure that situation out. But we finally got 2 rooms. They weren't the best, but we got them. We finally got to the rooms. Mind you, both of the rooms, they only have 2 beds in it. And it's 3 guys and 3 girls. So the girls stay with each other, the men stay with each other, whatever, cool, right? So me and my mans, I was trying to get my own bed the first night because after all that stress, Jerry was asking Nate, oh, let me like sleep with you tonight, things like that, like head to toe on some cool shit, whatever, right? Man's Johnny, he was also trying to get his own bed. He's like taller, so he was definitely trying to get his own bed. What we did was we had tricked Nate because Nate was like a simple okay. We had tricked Nate and be like, oh, like I think the girls like they hinted they wanted you to sleep in the room tonight. They was messing with you. Oh, they said you was fine. Like you gotta sleep in the room. You gotta like accidentally fall asleep in her bed or something like that, bro. He was falling for. He was falling for all that. He was eating up every word. He was like, you think so? You think they wouldn't call it weird if I slept in the room? I was like, nah, bro. They would love it, bro. Yeah. She was hinting she needed some company tonight. Long story short, he tried that. It worked. He had slept in the crib. Me and my man's Johnny had our own beds and we was cooling.
Thank you for being so dumb. What?
Yeah, that was the first night. We got there on Thursday. There was nothing crazy going on Thursday. So there was like one thing, but we just decided after all that trouble, we were just gonna end the night there and start off fresh tomorrow. The next day, everybody's rejuvenated, everybody's showering, waking up, things like that, planning what we're gonna do today. I think there was like this welcoming little thing for the first day of the festival. We can't keep Ubering because these Ubers are adding up. They're OC expenses. So we're trying to figure out how we can get a rental car, what we gotta do. So we're just thinking Turo, the rental car place, because that's where I got my Audi for prom. And the people that use Turo, y'all know, they allow people under 25 to rent cars. But the people under 25, they be throwing $100 fees, $60 fees, they make you extra insurance. So we're trying to get one of our parents all the way back from Virginia or whatever to rent the car for us under their name. But the issue with Turo is they want the person who rented the car, the name of the person that rented the car, to be present, picking up the keys and do the little pictures at the beginning, things like that. So there's really nothing we can do. But at that point, I think that whole day Friday, we just Ubered around the whole time. We went to a little festival. It was cool, whatever. We knew for the whole trip we couldn't keep doing this. We had to get a rental car. So now it's time for dinner. Chipotle was literally like a 5-minute walk away, so we were just like, fuck it, we're just gonna walk. It was our idea. The girls were staying like all the way down the hall in like a different room. But out of common courtesy, we went to the girls' room and asked them if they wanted Chipotle that we would pay for. We were trying to like make sure they were straight. So we knocked on the door, they finally let us in. Mind you, all 3 of them are like half asleep from the event that we just went to, things like that. They're tired, so I guess they're ready to slump. We had still asked them though, do y'all want Chipotle? We'll get it for y'all. We're half asleep, so they're literally just mumbling and things like that. But they're like, oh yeah, like, give me something. Oh yeah, please, I'm gonna text you my order. Give me a bowl, give me a burrito. Okay. So we're like, we're like, okay, text us y'all order. Text us, I'm gonna put it right here. Text us y'all order. So right after that, we had left, we had walked to Chipotle. We're in the Chipotle line, we're texting the girls. Text us y'all order. We're going to buy the food for you. Text us y'all order, right? The girls are not responding. So they must have fell back asleep. They're already half asleep when we left. They must have fell back asleep or something else. At this point, we just give up because they're not going to keep spamming them to get the food. So we get our food and we just kick it. So we get back to the hotel like 45 minutes later. We just go to chill in the room. And why do the girls come to our room and knock on the door and say, where's our food at? We're just like, we called y'all multiple times and we told y'all before we left to send y'all order and y'all never sent it, so we didn't get y'all in. Why do all the girls start causing the scene, yelling in the entire hotel, saying, oh, y'all selfish, that's disrespectful. So y'all just want us to starve. Y'all got food for yourselves and not us. The whole time, we was literally gonna go out of our way, use our money to pay for their food, but they just didn't take the opportunity. First, we was arguing back and forth with them, bro, but then we realized, like, they're females, bro. We just let them be. This topic was big for the rest of the night. They would not let it go. They was being so petty. They would not let it go. Let me know down in the comments who's wrong about this situation. So the next day in the morning, they had ordered DoorDash from some food place. I don't even know what it's called, but some food place. 3 girls, they had got stuff for just them, like hella wings, fries, drinks, everything. Hey, I flew that joint away from down the hall. So I go over to the room and I'm like, ooh, I was like, what you got? Like, I'm trying to get something, right? But you already know, back in the Chipotle, they being so petty, like, oh, nah, it's not for y'all. Get away from my door. Like, they like doing the most on some shit. Later that night, we decided that day we wanted to go to the club. ATL, there's a lot of clubs. So we just had to choose from one. But we're not from the area, so people were giving us names, because we had other friends down at ATL as well, but people was giving us names of clubs and things like that to go to, 18 plus. And mind you, we're still Ubering around because we don't have the rental car yet. These people tell us about this one club, like a 30-minute Uber ride. We all got to pay. We slide to this one club, right? We get there. They said something about how after a certain time, it's only 21 plus and things like that. Even though on the website it's 18. Damn, we just came all the way here type shit. shit. But it was like, all right, we gotta find another club. It's already out now. So the Uber driver drops us off, but he stays there because he can tell like that we're not from there. So he was gonna see if we needed a ride back or if it didn't work out. People that we're talking to at that club, the people that are 21, they're like, oh, okay, like we're from here. You can go to this other club that we know of. It's called blah 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 blah. So he hears them saying like, oh, this is 21 plus, things like that. So he was like, okay, like just add like a tip or whatever, and I'll just take y'all to the next place, or I'll take y'all home wherever you want to go. Just add like a tip. So we're like, all right, bet. So we put in the GPS. We go to that club, right? We're like, cool. The Uber driver is driving us. We're like 10 minutes like away from the place. The Uber driver sees the location, and he was like, hold on, I know that place. That's a gay club. When I tell you I almost jumped out the car, bro, I almost jumped out the window too. Stop playing. After that, we had just found one more club. This is our last chance. We found one more club that was close to the gay one. Long story short, we went in the club. We had our fun, whatever, our little ATL fun. I was showing off my tat because I just got my first tat before that vacation. I got it like 2 days before, which was dumb of me because I couldn't get in the pool or anything, but it was worth it. Flicks and everything was tough. And there was this one guy in the club, bro. He was tripping. He was trying to walk down on Lisa. And she was like, nah, like, oh, nah, I'm not from here. I don't want to talk to you like that. But he was not taking no for an answer. But he started like touching her and things like that. Beth and Susie come over, and then he starts perking on all of them, saying, oh, they're cock blocking and things like that. And he's trying to like touch her. And I was in my dance. That's that shit out of Dakota Mama. And I just think to myself, like, should I help them? Nah, I don't even know him like that. Fuck. Nah, I'm selfish, right? Remember we were selfish for the Chipotle? It's like, nah, but of course we go in and help him see what's going on. We just like, oh, like, what's the problem and shit? He's like, oh, nah, I was just trying to talk to this girl. And these girls coming over here like I'm doing something weird or something. And Lisa's like, oh, nah, he was trying to touch me. He's on that weird shit, like, get away from me. He was just like, nah, bro, she didn't even know you like that, bro. You gotta keep it pushing. You can't be touching her and shit. At that point, it's like 6-on-1 and he drunk. So he just like, all right, bro, like, I'm gonna keep it pushing. We in the club at ATL. I'm just glad Shawty didn't switch us down. I'm glad he didn't watch Camel Too Funny on TikTok, bro. He would've been like, don't let this club shit fool you, twin. I'm not leaving out her number, twin. Long story short, Saturday, the next day, we finally got a rental car. It was already the second to the last day of the trip, but we finally got a rental car. We was gonna make the most out of it. I think it was like a Kia, and it was like a messed up Kia. If y'all know Kias, bruh, them joints are like ticking time bombs. They ready to break and explode, bruh. So we driving this busted Kia that we got. It's raining a little bit. We on the highway. Tell me why the car started spinning out in a circle on the highway. We almost caused like 5 crashes. We had 6 people in a car with 5 seats. So there's 2 people in the front and 4 people in the back smushed together with no seatbelts on. So we go like this, back and forth, back and forth. I saw her keep turning. She's like this. She like this. But then she finally gets the car in control. And after that, the whole ride home was just silent, bro. We was just like this. Then, I kid you not, we were 10 minutes away from the hotel. We turn off on this exit. Tell me why she made an illegal turn or something like that. And the Georgia State Police pulled us over right after we almost crashed, bro.
Oh my God,
At this point, when we get back to the crib, it's like so much hard feelings and animosity. Everybody's arguing and saying, oh, this person should have drove, and this, because when we got the rental car, it was under her name or whatever. But she was saying, oh, I'm not letting nobody drive. Even though she wasn't the best driver, she said, oh, I'm not letting nobody else drive, even though all 3 of us are better drivers than her. They was also calling us selfish back from the Chipotle situation, bro. He was calling them dumb for the credit card situation and the airport situation, how they was late. Susie was trying to play the victim, saying, oh, it's a lot of stress. I'm the only 21-year-old. Y'all all immature. And we were saying it was all their fault, and then they took it to heart. They started crying. They was like, I'm guessing the next flight back. They was packing their bags. They was walking out the hotel. They was tripping, bro. Part that I forgot to put in the story, but my man's Nate, he was flirting with Beth kind of the whole time. The whole trip, they was in the pool together. He slept in the room one night. He was kind of like trying to calm them down. Me and my man's Johnny, we did not care for it, but he trying to calm him down, but like, oh, nah, don't listen to him. They're just mad, like, egg riding, so. This is the last day of the trip. At this point, we really didn't want to go anywhere because all the messed up stuff that was happening. Obviously, we didn't come to ATL for nothing, so we knew we had to get out the hotel. There's a little pool party that we had heard about, and we heard it was going to be tough. So we're heading to the pool party. We get on the highway. We're putting a little bit more faith in this busted Kia that we've been driving. And that was definitely a mistake. Right when we get on the highway, we're on the shoulder. We're merging onto the highway. The tire on the Kia blows. Not a flat tire, a completely blew up tire. We're literally just skirting on the road. The car is completely done. It's no longer drivable. So at this point, we had enough. We had called the person on Turo that we had rented the car from. We had saw on his page when we were first renting the car that he had multiple cars. He had like 5 different cars. So we called him. We were trying to get some type of refund because from the beginning, I didn't tell you every single detail, but from the beginning, the car was already having issues. It was taking a long time to start. The windows were stuck up and down. We called the guy. He was like, oh yeah, like where y'all at? Like I'll come pick y'all up right now. Like I'll come help you. We can discuss the refund when I get there, things like that. Because we're on the side of the highway. The cars are going by fast. Some people do not be paying attention. They will sideswipe you so fast. So after like 30 minutes, he finally get there. While we were waiting, like we were just flicking up in the car because there's nothing else we could do. He gets there, he calls a tow truck for the car so he can get picked up, and he drives us to like the nearest gas station so we can figure everything out. At the gas station, we're talking to him about all the issues that happened in the car and asking him if he could let us rent another car for like a lower price or really free because You don't let people rent a car if you know there's something wrong with it. He was trying to act like we were crazy, saying, oh, when I rented y'all the car, it wasn't doing this, that's strange. Why was it not starting? It was starting perfectly before I rented it to y'all, things like that. Like, be for real. Long story short, he paid for our Uber back to the hotel. That we called the actual Turo rental car company, not the guy. We called the actual company, seeing if we get compensation. That's what they normally do. If you're in a different state, you have an issue with renting a car, they give you a voucher for like Ubers or things like that, so you can get home basically. After that, we just stayed at the hotel the rest of the trip, got the little Ubers to the airport, got compensated, and we just went home. And we never talked to them hoes again. We never talked to them females again. The moral of the story, think everything out, don't rush it. Peace.
Curtains, when I'm fucking, I'm here, go. Fish smoke talking right out of 2. P 2025, I don't know.